In today's world, companies are looking for business partners, other companies they can depend on to help make their business successful. At the Crimson Tide Sports Network, we have found that partner in Dex Imaging. So when it comes to office solutions and a partner you can depend on, give Dex Imaging a call. For more information, go to DexImaging.com. Dex Imaging, the official copier and printer provider of Alabama Athletics.
Here's more from Coach Oates.
To figure out how to win a game against a very good team, and Louisiana's good. I mean, they've got high major bigs. They're a good team. To figure out how to win a game when you played as poorly as we did on offense really speaks to the culture that we built, building it around defense. You know, we've got to do a much better job on the offensive side of the ball. Our turnovers were way too high. Our shooting wasn't good.
Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by Dex Imaging. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
WTUG HD2 Northport and W265CG Tuscaloosa. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Who you are is more important than what you do. The only way that you're going to have any kind of success in your life, you have to buy into a process of what it takes to reach a goal. How can I be the best I can be at what I do? How much of your time was spent and how much was it invested in your goal? You can't do it unless you can overcome adversity, because that's what makes great things great, is the things that you had to overcome to accomplish them.
We have about 5 choices in our life, and everybody has a choice as to what they want to do and how they want to do that. But if you're going to be excellent or elite, you got to do special things. You have to have special intensity. You have to have special focus. It doesn't matter what God-given ability that you have, but without the rest of it, I'm not sure you ever get excellent or elite.
You have to have toughness. What does it take to break you? I don't care what circumstance you're faced with. What does it take to break your focus, to make you give in? You're tired or you don't feel like giving effort or finishing the play like you should. I'm not saying it's our goal to try to break you. It's just the way it is in football. It's going to be difficult. You're getting yourself ready to play at a high level. And just because you got beat on the last play, that can't affect the next play. That's breaking you. Your frustration is breaking you. What does it take to break you?
We should help others. We should serve other people all the time. You cannot be a leader and affect other people if you're not willing to serve other people. Think of our lives as every day we should appreciate the opportunity that we have to accomplish and affect something. Earn this. Everybody made all these sacrifices for you to live. Go live a good life. Be a good father. Help other people. Accomplish something of significance. Make a difference. That would be my message to everybody here. Make a difference and help everybody's spirit in a positive way. God bless you and roll Tide.
Jay Barker led the Crimson Tide to a national championship in 1992, winner of the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award and a finalist for the Heisman Trophy, voted the SEC Player of the Year, and was drafted by the Green Bay Packers, also seeing time with the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. He is the winningest quarterback in Alabama history, 35-2-1, member of the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame. Jay Barker brings that same championship quality and football expertise to his own radio network and show. Joining him is Lars Anderson, New York Times best-selling author, 20-year veteran of Sports Illustrated, and professor at the University of Alabama. Live from the AVX studios in Birmingham, Alabama, The Jay Barker Show.
And it'll be Jorge Soler leading things off for the Atlanta Braves. He is the DH.
Here's one slammed into left field. How about that start to the World Series? Soler will take the trip, and he puts Atlanta up 1-0 with a first swing of the Fall Classic.
That ball is gone! 1-0 Braves, and Jorge feels like busting loose. And that's how you start a World Series. Woo-hoo! I think that's a good sign of things to come. That is an amazing start. 1-0.
Here is Riley with a ball into left center field. It's going to make it 2-0. Cut off by McCormick, but it's an RBI double, and the Braves have come up flying here in Game 1.
Braves have rolled up their sleeves, and they've come out of the corner just firing haymakers at the Astros here in the top of the first.
Browns one is short. Correa will throw to third. A run scores, and they have Peterson hung up, tagged out. 2-0, now 3-0 Atlanta. Watching Framber Valdez pitch to Eddie Rosario. leading it off in the third, where he did so much damage against the Dodgers. And a ground ball right side base hit. That is already 7 hits by the Braves against Valdez. Valdez just trying to fight to stay in the game. This one is a rocket into left and gone. 5-0 Atlanta here in the third inning. As Duvall goes deep. What a start to game 1 for the Braves.
Can you think of anything better than hitting a World Series homer? Not a thing. My gosh, that ought to get Adam going. Another missile right into the seats, and the fans have already launched it back.
As we continue live from ABX today, and yesterday at Sunny King Ford in Oxford Anniston, and a lot of fun out there with Tony Russell and all the great folks there. We appreciate them having us out back in ABX now. And Matt Coulter, I'm Jay Barker. We got Shane Mathews going to be joining us at the bottom of the hour, the former Florida Gator quarterback. We'll talk Florida, Georgia, and also a special guest, Chris Hammond, going to be joining us coming up at 1 o'clock. He'll be with us for a little bit of time in the 1 o'clock hour, so we'll get his take on the Braves win last night. Matt, I know you're excited about that. And game 1 of the World Series, the first one they've been in since 1999. So congratulations to the Atlanta Braves. And for them, a big accomplishment and a dominant performance last night.
Really was. And it started on the third pitch as Jorge Soler went yard, a no-doubter. As the game progressed and we found out more about Charlie Morton, he pitched 16 pitches. He threw 16 pitches on a broken leg.
That's crazy.
But once we found that out, and when I say we, it's Atlanta Braves, and I've made no bones about it since I knew Jay when he was in high school. I'm a huge Atlanta Braves fan, so it's we. But as the game progressed, we found out that, and then we found out it was broken. All that, I said, man, this game is even more important if it could be.
Mm-hmm.
It's even more important to establish a victory kind of under the umbrella of your ace, even though he only went 2.1 innings. But now it's crucial because you've lost him for the series. But aside from that, the Braves jumped on Astros pitching. They jumped on Valdez. Their bullpen is formidable because we only scored 1 run after we sent him walking. So it was a huge team win. Charlie Morton's just one gutty guy at the age of 37. But here's an interesting stat I noted just looking at the box score. Every single Braves player had a hit last night.
Wow.
1 through 9. Of course, the pitcher wasn't batting.
Yeah.
They're in American League Park, so they used the DH. But it was a huge win. Now, if you were able to pull it off again tonight and go 2-0 back to Atlanta, it'd be huge. But then I cautioned back to 96 when the Braves won 2 at Yankee Stadium and ended up losing it. But all in all, you're looking at a pretty happy camper this morning.
Yeah, I guess, Charlie Morton's out for the rest of the series. You hate that. He retired back-to-back hitters despite taking that 102 miles per hour one hopper off the bat of Astros first baseman. What is it, Gurriel? I said, Yuli Gurriel, and reacted, I guess, the way pitchers normally do, absorbing the comeback, and it bounces off. And he acted like he's temporarily in pain. And I was talking to a couple of guys this morning, and we were like, I guess the adrenaline at that time, because I know other guys who played with broken bones or things that they didn't realize were happening at the time, and the adrenaline of the moment and such a big game like the World Series, you don't want to come out of it. And normally where you might go, maybe I should let somebody look at this, maybe I should stop play. I think he felt like that might, even from a psychological standpoint, slow his team down a little bit. But he would pitch through it, and 16 more pitches on a broken leg. That's amazing. Yeah.
Jay, you've played through injuries. Have you ever played through a broken bone?
I've had fractures before,
and then you were still playing.
Yeah, but I don't think it was this serious. Yeah.
So, and you make a good point. One I want to kind of dive into real quickly. Adrenaline probably can take over, just as you said, and then you really don't feel it, because he went through the end of the second and end of the third, and then when he followed through and he landed awkwardly on that right leg, he realized it was broken. And I know you were watching too, but the minute he landed in his follow through, he knew it. And he threw up his hands. He said, I'm done. And then afterwards he apologized for getting hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, guys. I got hurt. No, man.
Get out of the way, man.
You took a shot to the shin.
You can get out of the way of 102 miles per hour coming back at you. It's
and then apologize like it was your fault, Charlie.
But what a great win. And again, we're going to, continue to highlight the Braves are such a big part of our listening audience. And I know for all of us watching the Braves growing up and tying back in some of the things we were actually discussing on text last night, just some of the things that you watch in baseball is kind of like the same things that or some of the decisions that you make in football. And to me, it's that one-on-one matchup between the pitcher and the catcher. I mean, the pitcher and the batter. And you're battling at that point in time. You have your defense behind you, but is there really anything that's like that in football, where it's that it's a receiver on a DB, is it running back one-on-one in the hole against a safety, but there's nothing like getting up there and having to go against somebody. You're on the mound, you're the center of attention, the batter's the center of attention, and then everything else around you still plays a huge role.
Yeah.
But it's just that's the battle that's happening.
You hit it on the head, and it's been my explanation for years of why it is so unique. And that's the fact that you have a one-on-one, just as you described, with the hitter and the pitcher. But even though the pitcher might win that duel, the batter might get a hit, they still can't win the game without the other 8. And that's what makes it a perfect one-on-one sport, yet it's a team sport as well. And you accurately described it, and it's in my opinion, that's what makes baseball cool. There are other little, and you mentioned this last night in a text too about the designated hitter. Braves get to use it now; they won't in Atlanta. But you ever try to explain the designated hitter rule and the difference in a World Series when one team uses it, one doesn't? I was trying to explain this to my sweet wife Karen, and I didn't do a great job of it. She didn't understand it first, but some of the rules in baseball are very, very difficult to explain to even a good baseball fan. And I'm not saying that I'm, what was the guy? He wrote an unbelievable book, and did a head first dive into the game and its rules and so forth. And I don't claim to be that person, but I have kept up with baseball for a very, very long time. We also got college football, though.
Yeah.
We hadn't really talked that much about Auburn and Ole Miss. But speaking of baseball, you mentioned Chris Hammond's pitched for the Braves. He's going to be here, right?
Yeah, we'll get a great perspective.
We can talk a lot about baseball.
Atlanta gets it done last night, 6-2 over the Astros. Coming up tonight, again, Astros and the Braves. And what time is that game tonight? You know?
It's 7:08.
7:08, okay. Yeah, there it is right there. All right, good stuff. All right, Local Realty, one of our great sponsors here on the Jay Barker Show. Lars Anderson, Matt Coulter, and many more. We love the Local Realty folks. And Jeremy and Gina Miller just are terrific people, number one. But they're out to save you money. And I know you're seeing their billboards everywhere. I mean, they've become kind of a big thing locally and now statewide. And it's because they've really grown with so many people really trusting the trust factor, knowing that they're going to save them money, but more importantly, get the service they deserve. It's a flat fee, $2,900 flat fee on the sell side, up to a $500,000 listing. So check them out. Go to localrealtyflatfee.com. That's localrealtyflatfee.com to find out more information about Local Realty and this great company, great family as well. All right, the Jay Barker Show continues live from ABX. We'll be back.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-777-1225. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-777-1225. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-777-1225. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds, too. Call 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225.
At Shell, we know from the time you get up to the time you wrap up,
good night,
there's a lot of meetups, eat-ups, and hurry-ups. So come to Shell and get 3 things done at once. Fill up with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus to help keep your engine running like new. Save up with the Fuel Rewards program and never pay full price for gas again. And snack up with in-store rewards to save even more at the pump. Make the most of the stop you need to make with Shell and engines that continuously use Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline. See full terms and conditions at fuelrewards.com.
Exam 4 needs to be sanitized.
Mersana's MRI clinic isn't operating at max efficiency. She needs a new certified tech, certifiably now.
Someone's waiting in room 2 for an ACL scan. Can you handle that?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like the course keeps changing right before your eyes. And in order to maneuver it, you need an expert by your side. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the Windows PC and tech solutions you need to help you get out in front and stay ahead of the game. Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. A start to a simpler experience with Windows 11 Pro.
Don't miss a play at the Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Your front row seat to all the action. Place bets on all professional and most college sports at the counter, kiosk, or on your phone. Then catch the game on one of our 20 big screens from the comfort of the newly remodeled Timeout Lounge. Plus, the PRR Sports app gives you access to live, in-play sports betting. Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Be more than a fan. Be a player. Must be 21.
In a collision, easy decision. One name, one firm, one call. Ms. Reno.
I made that one call to Mesrano after being hit by an 18-wheeler. He got me $875,000.
I made that one call to Mesrano after being T-boned on McFarland. He got me $125,000.
I made that one call to Mesrano after my fender bender. He got me $50,000.
One name, one call, one firm. Mesrano.
No representation between the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Don't miss the grand reopening of Tuscaloosa Locksmith and Gunsmith's new location this Saturday from 10 till 2 with food and door prizes. Located at 1605 23rd Avenue, Tuscaloosa.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Clouds increasing this afternoon. Tuscaloosa's high 74. Cloudy tonight. Rain moving in. Most of that rain coming after midnight. The low at 56. Tomorrow, cloudy, noticeably cooler. Some light rain at times with a high at 64. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 69 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
It was getting pretty hazy in the stadium Saturday night. Could you guys on the field smell and feel the smoke coming from the crowd?
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. It was like a bonfire, man. I almost got a headache.
Was it distracting, or you guys you enjoying that,
I enjoyed the secondhand smoke. I'm not going to lie. A good little nicotine buzz before we got to smoke a cigar.
To be honest, to me, it was a little hard because I have asthma and stuff, so I was out there coughing and it was getting in my lungs a little bit and things like that. But it was cool. It was cool to see that was my first time experiencing that in Bryant-Denny, and it was cool to see all the fans excited that we was going to win.
Yeah, it was very noticeable. There was a lot of smoke everywhere.
All right, welcome back in. And, man, I tell you, when it gets in the air inside the locker room, but what was amazing was watching all you fans out there, lighting them up and that haze over the stadium and the red lights and everything. It was a really great setting.
Never seen like that before in my life.
They were lighting them up.
And what are you going to do if you're security? They've gone through this before, and they just kind of let them go, and that's what they should do. I've never seen a cloud that noticeable. And were you still there?
Yeah, I mean, it was unbelievable. I could see it. I left out of the stadium pretty quick because I went to Andrew's house. My oldest son is right beside the stadium, and you can see it up out the lights.
That's awesome.
Going out of the stadium. But, the players enjoying that, a tradition that's been around.
Really, really, really very noticeable on TV, too.
And
they took, drone shots and everything. I went, man, what a half of the people in that stadium firing up.
It's crazy.
And then I did.
And then you did. Yeah, a little bit later on, you did again with the Atlanta Braves.
For the Braves, you're right.
Joining us now from CTSN, and he joins us each and every Wednesday. Going to move him up about 15 minutes earlier. We got Shane Mathews coming up at the bottom of the hour. So we welcome in Roger Hoover. Roger, great to have you on, my man. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah, great to be with you guys. And yeah, what a great tradition the cigar smoking continues to be for Alabama now 15 years in a row, and it just keeps growing and growing. And who knows what it's going to look like next year at Neyland Stadium.
Yeah, I hope it's still Alabama fans lighting them up. Let's talk about this team just in general, kind of where you see them right now and in the bye week, things that you feel like they've gotten better at, things they could get better at, and just kind of your overall grade of the team and kind of how they've reacted to that Texas A&M loss a little bit earlier in the year.
Yeah, I think everything since the A&M loss has been really positive for this team. You came out and you played your most complete football game in the season against Mississippi State, and then the final week before the bye week, I know it can be tough sometimes because guys are beat up physically. After playing 7 football games, you get into the Tennessee game, and the Vols were playing pretty physical along the line of scrimmage, more so than maybe we thought, and certainly had their big moments, but still Alabama was the better team and kind of knew how to grind it out. And Tennessee's offense having some quick 3-and-outs certainly didn't help their defense, and that's where you saw Alabama really win out in the second half of just being the more physical football team, being in really good shape, and just being explosive when needed to. So I think this is a football team that still has all the pieces there that we've seen from some national champions throughout the years. But what they've still got to get to is consistency and knowing they don't have to do things well when their backs are against the wall. You need to establish things pretty early on. We've seen that in the Miami game and the Ole Miss game, but this is a group that's really got to continue working towards that standard. And if Nick Saban can bring them to the finish line and get another national championship, I think it could be the best coaching work he has ever done in his career, because I know that this has been just a season where he's had to work so hard to get these guys to play to that Alabama standard, and we still haven't seen them play their best football yet.
Not at all, and they're missing assignments and dropping balls like Saban's team has not done in the past. Do you know if they're specifically working on assignments with the secondary? And I don't really know, other than coaching more concentration, what you do about drop balls. I imagine that issue is going to solve itself real quick, but most Alabama fans are very concerned about breakdowns defensively, particularly with the secondary. What do you know as far as his recognition and what he's doing to coach that out?
Well, he does recognize it, and he is working extremely hard. I mean, every time I've ever been to a Alabama football practice, I love watching Coach Saban because he sticks right with the secondary. He's not, up in the tower or taking a global view of what's going on with his football team. He still loves being a secondary coach and learning how to disrupt passing games. So I take some comfort in that, knowing that this is an area that he really specializes in, and he's got the athletes to make this work. And I think he's really figured out the right rotation at this point. Seeing Jalen Armour-Davis get a great interception was awesome against Tennessee on Saturday night. Josh Jobs playing pretty consistently. Now you just got to, again, make sure everybody's on the same page and also make sure that depth is there when you need it in case we see another situation like what happened when Malachi Moore goes out after the targeting. Brian Branch did a lot of good things in that football game when he was able to still play his natural position, but when he had to shift around, things got a little tough. So I take comfort in knowing, again, it's a high priority. It's something, again, this week I think they can really work on. Getting back to the fundamentals is really key during this week. We just heard from Coach Saban on the teleconference that he said, number one priority is kind of resting some guys and making sure they get their batteries recharged a bit during this week. Second priority is getting the young guys some valuable reps and playing experience. And the third priority is, again, taking a view of what's coming up and just working on some specific things, getting back to those fundamentals and making sure they're as sharp as can be, getting ready for the most important part of the season.
CTSN's Roger Hoover joining us here on the Jay Barker Show. Matt Coulter with me in studio here today at AVX. Lars got the day off. He's actually on a real assignment.
True. I've got his dog again.
Yeah, he's marketing that book, A Season in the Sun, that he's out that's doing really well. Actually, he's going to be on a national program coming up here next hour. So really congratulations to him and all his success. Roger Hoover with us here on this Wednesday. And Roger, I just get your take on Bryce Young, just his maturation and how much he has grown up game after game and how well he's played, and also your comparison, because we've had some great ones over the last few years. How do you compare him to a Jalen, a Tua, or a Mac?
It seems like he's taking a lot of the best qualities from all of those guys and really rolling it into one. I loved watching him scramble the other night, especially picking up first couple touchdowns that he's had on the ground in his Alabama career. He needs to do more of that. And I think, you don't want him to get injured, but you want him to be smart. And I think he will be smart and pick his moments. But I'm sure the LSU coaches, Arkansas, Auburn, they see that and they go, oh, no, here's another thing we got to prepare for with Bryce Young, because he really hadn't shown us that he was comfortable tucking and running. He's mostly either thrown the ball away or kind of forced it downfield or, sometimes take a sack. But now I like the fact that if passing play does break down, he's got a little more confidence that he can tuck it and run. And we saw him, convert some third downs, pick up those touchdowns on the ground. That was really key to see. But just his passing ability is remarkable, especially the line drive throws that he has. Sometimes I think some of the drops could be because it just comes in so hot from his hand. And it's really fun to watch him move out of the pocket. He always throws, it seems like to me, his footwork is really well. I don't know if you've noticed that, Jay, as an ex-quarterback, but it seems like his footwork is always just perfect and the way it should be. The timing, everything is really there. So I think he's a remarkable athlete. I think he's playing at an extremely high level. I think all the Heisman conversation is definitely deserved. And I love the fact, too, that he's been challenged. Things didn't always go well in the A&M game. The Florida game had its tough moments as well. And, for the Tennessee game, for them to have the 2 3-and-outs right out of the locker room, that's kind of a gut check moment. It's like, okay, we haven't been able to move football against the team we feel like we should. What do we do? Certainly figured out in the fourth quarter, outscoring the Vols 28-7. So there's so much to like. And then you combine that with his off-the-field persona and the way he's been a leader for this football team as a first-year starter and a sophomore. I think that speaks volumes for the future that he has here at Alabama.
Man, it was great to talk to you on this Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday, as we do every Wednesday. Alabama has got, after this big win, 52-24, they got LSU, they got New Mexico State, they got Arkansas, all those at home. Then it's the Auburn Tigers. We look forward to getting your thoughts about that LSU-Alabama game coming up next week. Thank you for your time, man. Roger, we appreciate you.
Thanks,
Sounds good, guys. Thank you for having me on. Roll Tide.
All right, Roll Tide. Shane Mathews coming up next, former Florida Gator quarterback, and we competed against each other a few times. And great guy, great friend of the show. We'll get his take on this Florida-Georgia game coming up this weekend. So stay with us here live from AVX. We'll be back.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for AVX, Audio Video Excellence. They are the premier provider for custom audio-visual design and installation in the Southeast. AVX seeks excellence in everything it does, including a superior employee experience. AVX offers employees an industry-leading salary, insurance benefits, and 401k options. AVX technicians also receive the highest level of certification and continue training, making it one of the most awarded and decorated companies in the industry. Career opportunities are available now for technicians in Birmingham and Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Join the AVX team by contacting them at avxinc.com.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. If you're average and you're looking for a new pair of running or walking shoes, I suggest you go to an average shoe store where they'll sell you a pair of average shoes built for the average person with average size feet. But here's the thing, you're not average. No one is. We all exercise differently. We run differently. We walk differently, and our feet come in all sorts of widths and lengths. That's why at the New Balance Birmingham store, we employ fit specialists who will conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot's size and shape along with your gait, and then determine the best New Balance shoes custom fit to you. Because New Balance isn't your average shoe, and you're not average either. Experience the difference an unaverage custom fit makes today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham. Your feet will thank you.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Hi, it's Jay Barker for Siebel's in downtown Homewood, and now's the time to get your special place ready. Come in and let Siebel's design your porch with Kingsley Bait outdoor furniture and one of their custom swinging beds. For the great room, you're going to need their Carson swivel recliner. Siebel's is the #1 Carson recliner dealer in the country, and Sarah and I, we've got one, and we absolutely love it. Be sure also to check out their famous custom-made beds and bunk beds built by Siebel's and made up with some of their best linens in town. Their staff can truly put your bed together like no other store. You can also follow Siebel's and shop on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to call or go by their special store in downtown Homewood. The number is 800-448-1962. That's 800-448-1962. And just for listening, go to SiebelsCottage.com and order anything you want and type in J Barker for a special discount code. That's J Barker for a special discount code available only to our listeners for a limited time on the J Barker Show. Siebel's in downtown Homewood or online at SiebelsCottage.com.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan.co. Letter C, letter O.
Welcome back in as we continue hour number 1 here on this Wednesday edition. Jay Barker Show, Matt Coulter in studio with me here live at AVX Audio Video Excellence. Joining us now is a former Florida Gator, NFL quarterback, and a good friend of the show. Love getting him on to talk about any matchups with Florida Gators or anything college football. And we got Shane Mathews joining us, former Gator quarterback. Shane, great to have you on, my man. Thanks for being with us.
Appreciate you having me, Jay.
So talk about this game, just your memories of what this game means to Florida, the Gators, and what it means to Georgia fans. I mean, this is a rivalry that's been around for a long time, and just kind of what this game meant as far as the season going forward, how you were able to build off of a win over a rival like the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's an interesting rivalry game because, as everyone knows, it's the world's largest outdoor cocktail party there in Jacksonville, a neutral site. And growing up in Mississippi, I mean, gosh, all that we cared about was the Egg Bowl, But then once I came to Florida, I learned a little bit about what the Florida-Georgia rivalry was all about. And, Florida had a lot of ups and downs, and Georgia kind of dominated the series until Spurrier got the job in 1990. And he basically said in his first meeting, for us to win championships, we got to figure out a way to beat the Georgia Bulldogs. And he didn't have a whole lot of success as a player against Georgia. So, he went 11-1 at Florida in his 12 years against the Dogs. And my first 2 years playing in that rivalry, 90-91, we blew them out. And then my senior year, we weren't very good. And that's when they went to the East and the West in the conference. And they were like number 3 in America. That's when they had Zaire, Garrison Hurst, Andre Hastings, that whole crew. And we upset them. And then somehow we found a way to play in that first championship game against you guys. But, Florida, Georgia, it's always been, you kind of throw out the window, although I don't know if you can do that this year or not. But it's a heated rivalry, very similar to the Iron Bowl, even though that's in the state of Alabama. It's a unique game. I've been to OU, Texas, the only other neutral site game, and that's very cool, but it's nothing like Florida, Georgia.
Shane, it goes back and forth on the topic of whether or not it should be in Jacksonville, Athens, or you should go back to Gainesville and start going back and forth. What are your thoughts on that? Is it special to the players to be? Do they still call it the Gator Bowl?
No,
to be there in that atmosphere. Okay, good.
Yeah, Coach Spurrier always said, we don't want to move the game because back in those days it was called the Gator Bowl. And here come the Florida Gators. We get on a bus and we drive about an hour, 15, 20 minutes. They have to get on a plane and fly down to the state of Florida. So, I think it's an advantage for Florida, I guess, just from a travel standpoint. I do know that a lot of the Georgia fans enjoyed coming down to the Jacksonville, Sawgrass, Ponte Vedra area, for a few days for this game. But I do know from the players that got to play in Athens and then some of the Georgia players that got to play in the Swamp, I guess that was in like 95, 96. I think they enjoyed it. I know the Florida guys did. That was in the heyday of the Spurrier era, and Florida scored more points on Georgia than they've ever had scored on them between the hedges. It was like 50-something. So Coach Spurrier really enjoyed doing that. So I know Georgia wants to move it, but I think I read yesterday they've extended the lease there till through 2026 maybe. So I don't know. I just think it's a great environment, though. There's a lot of drinking and carrying on that makes it a good time.
Talk about this defense, and again, we're with Shane Mathews, former quarterback, the Florida Gators, with us right now. The defensive line, my goodness, the defense itself, how dominant they've been this year so far. Just address that. What would you do as a quarterback, or as you've watched them? How would you attack this defense?
Well, you're right. Their front seven is nasty and a bunch of grown men. I don't know what you do with them. I think if there is a weakness, and we really haven't seen it, I know I watched bits and pieces of the Auburn-Georgia game, and I felt like Auburn threw the ball on them a little bit. I think Auburn had a bunch of drop passes as well. I think that's where you have to attack them. I don't think you can line up and try to block them and run the football. Florida struggled running the ball the last couple of times we've been out against Kentucky and LSU. I know we ran it well against Alabama somehow, but it's going to be an uphill battle. So I think Florida's going to have to come out and play their best game, and we're going to throw it a bunch. I think we have to attack their secondary.
I want to just go back I don't know if a lot of people realize you played 13 years in the NFL.
Yes, well, it's actually 14 somehow. I didn't play in a whole lot of games.
You had the first year.
Yeah, I sat on the sideline a bunch and kind of was an extra coach here and there. But yeah, I was blessed to play a long time.
Do you have a couple of memories that would it be with the Bears when you got a few starts, or what's something you remember from the NFL?
Yeah, 7 of my 14 years was in Chicago. So, I actually had back-to-back weeks where I had 2 comeback wins. I think they were back-to-back. Shoot, somebody can probably, that's listening that is a Bears fan would probably know better than me. But we came from like 20 points down against the 49ers in the fourth quarter. I threw a bunch of touchdowns going no huddle. And then the next week we played we struggled and somehow tied it up or scored 14 points in the last minute and a half. Against one of them was a Hail Mary against the Cleveland Browns to force overtime. So I didn't have a whole lot of great memories, to be quite honest, playing. Like I said, I only played in like 30 games in 14 years. And, but it was a fun experience. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
When you look at just what's happened at Florida this year, there were a lot more expectations than what's going on right now, I think. And I mean, do you see? Is it coaching? Is it players? Is it particular positions as to why they've struggled in certain areas? I mean, it's. I'd love to get your take on that and just kind of what you've seen out of this team and coaching staff.
Yeah, I mean, it's year 4, Coach Mullen, and the biggest gripe I think Gator Nation has is we haven't been able to bring in top-notch players for whatever reason. Now, we're going to have a football standalone facility being built. They'll probably move into it, probably May or June, which we're like the only people in America that haven't had one. I know that's hurting recruiting.
I can't
believe
that. Yeah.
But we just haven't played well lately, and a lot of people are on Todd Grantham. And I understand, but I do the color for road games on the radio, and I sit there and watch this block. I mean, they blocked the crap out of us. We didn't get any penetration the entire game. We didn't get off any blocks. And whether it's scheme or whatever, I've always told people defense is all about attitude and effort. Just don't let the other guy block you. Shed some blocks and make the tackle. And we just couldn't. And give LSU credit. And people want to blame Grantham, and I get it. But, people want to make a quarterback change. Well, maybe you need to make some changes on defense. So that's kind of where I stand right now. Give somebody else an opportunity to make some plays.
A lot of people talking about Dan Mullen, and was he pursuing an NFL job during the offseason? Was his focus more there than it was on his team at Florida? Do you think there's any case to that?
I don't think so. Maybe his agent threw his name out there for someone to get a raise. I think he got I don't know if he got an extension before this year, maybe it was last year, but Dan's a good football coach. Like I told you, I think the biggest argument that fans have, or he's not bringing in top-notch recruiting classes. And I try to tell people, you can only sit in a kid's living room on the couch with mom and dad and do so much. Bottom line is you got to win and be in the hunt for the 4-team playoff. If you look at the top teams in America, it's Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, Georgia. LSU's always going to recruit well, but Oklahoma, the teams that have been playing in that 4-team playoff, that's what kids want to go do. They want to play for a championship. And until Florida can get to that level, I think we're going to be middle of the road in recruiting.
What did you see in the Alabama-Florida game that Alabama needs to work on, and perhaps some of the things that they were really strong?
Well, the first quarter went how I thought it was going to go. And then I don't know what happened with Florida. We started running the football. We controlled the line of scrimmage against Alabama, which shocked me. And we haven't been able to run the football or slow anybody down since that game. And it's bizarre. When I've watched Alabama play, obviously, really good skill guys. And again, I know that they've gotten a couple guys back on their defense, but defensively and on the offensive line, it doesn't look the same from a person who just watches them on TV as what you've seen in the past. But gosh, they're still as good as anybody in the country, and they should run the table from here and probably play Georgia and Atlanta. But I mean, Alabama's who they are. But I saw some stat, and y'all may know this stat better than me. I read it on Twitter somewhere. It was in the last 4 or 5 years, Saban's only had like 2 first-round NFL defensive draft picks, and he's had like 12 offensive first-round draft picks, which is kind of odd.
Backwards for Alabama fans.
Yeah.
No doubt. Yeah, that's crazy. He's got so many stats from the last 15 years. I mean, just to have beaten Tennessee 15 straight years in a row this past weekend was just, to me, that's just unfathomable. I mean, you have that kind of a long streak against a team like Tennessee, and I don't know when they're going to ever get back to what they once were. Your prediction on the game this weekend? What's Georgia? What's Florida got to do to win?
Florida cannot turn the football over one time, and we need to get some turnovers from Georgia. The old cliche, you got to win the field position battle. I don't know what quarterback's going to play. I mean, you may see 4 quarterbacks in this game, Jay. You may see 2 quarterbacks from Florida and 2 from Georgia, which would be crazy. But Florida's got to get some help from Georgia. We're going to have to get some big plays to the. You're not going to line up and drive 75, 80 yards on this Georgia defense. So we're going to need some short fields, and when we have opportunities to score touchdowns, you got to do that. And we can't just let them line up and punch us in the mouth and run the football down our throat. So I don't like our chances, but gosh, you look around college football this year, crazy things have happened. It's been fun to watch, but I'll be there. And like I said, it's a tremendous atmosphere. It should be a lot of fun.
Who would you rather play, or who do you think the team would rather play against? JT Daniels or Stetson Bennett?
Well, I think most would probably say they'd rather play Stetson Bennett because he doesn't have the size or the arm strength. But let me tell you something. I've liked Stetson Bennett from last year. He played last year. The dude knows how to play football. He does all the little things that you can't teach. He's accurate. He anticipates, just makes plays. I think the players believe in him. And people forget this. Florida won the Georgia game last year, but we were down 14-0. Bennett threw like 2 touchdowns, like the first 2 drives, and then we sacked him and kind of drove him to the ground, and he hurt his shoulder. And I can't remember if he came out of the game, they put somebody else in there or what, but then we turned it around. So, he's not going to wow you going to a combine or an Elite 11 camp or anything like that, but the dude knows how to play football and play quarterback.
I totally agree with you. And great to catch with you. Thanks for coming on. Big game coming up this weekend. Georgia and Florida Gators, the largest outdoor cocktail party, as they used to call it, right? They can't call it that anymore.
I still call it. Some of these
they're not allowed to
change
call it
the
that,
semantic.
but hell, everybody does.
Yeah. But they do. Yeah.
But seriously, Shane, you change the semantics, but it doesn't change that atmosphere.
Not at all.
Oh no, it's a
Shane, thank you, my man.
That's what it is.
That's right.
All right, guys, take care.
Maybe that's what they should call it.
Thank you, man. Hope your family's well. Take care. Shane Mathews, former Florida Gator, joining us here on the Jay Barker Show live from AVX. Stay with us. We'll continue. We'll dive into some other SEC matchups, some of the big matchups around the country when it comes to college football. Stay tuned. We'll be back.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Ask big. Have you seen our artisan-created diamonds? If you've been in a room with one, you can't miss it.
Tom Osmond from Fincher & Osmond.
It's a diamond like I've never seen.
And he's seen a lot of diamonds.
Ask big.
At Fincher & Osmond, you can put artisan-created diamonds side by side with mined diamonds. When you see it.
More importantly, when she sees it.
FincherandOsmond.com.
McFarland Boulevard between Edgar's and Local Roots.
Hello, this is Tamara Kroom, Deputy Director of the Tuscaloosa County Emergency Management Agency. If the pandemic has caused you to fall behind on your rent or utilities, the county's Emergency Rental Assistance Program is here to help. This program can assist qualified landlords and renters with delinquent payments. To apply, go to TUSCCO.com/ERAP or call 1-888-472-0027. Again, call 1-888-472-0027.
It takes 2 vaccines to help protect you this season, the flu and COVID-19. And now you can get both shots at the same visit. Learn more at cdc.gov/vaccines.
But we have a truck leaving with a big order on Tuesday.
Tina's floor manager retired, leaving her tortilla factory flat out.
What do you mean she's on a silent retreat?
She must fill the role and all those orders.
I'm gonna oversee production.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Schedule virtual interviews and talk to candidates right from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hugh will take it to the top of the arc. Wide for 3. At the buzzer, blocked by Herb. The putback, no. The buzzer sounds. And Bama hangs on. Oh, my goodness.
Get ready for a new season of Alabama basketball. The defending SEC champs are back in Coleman Coliseum, and the Tide host some of the biggest games of the year. Tickets are on sale now. Reserve your seats today at RollTide.com.
Join Randy Smalley and me, Captain Ray, for the Randy and Ray Football Forecast, where we pick the games against the spread. It's this Friday night at 11 following the high school scoreboard show on Tide 100.9. Brought to you by Randy Smalley Floor and Tile.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Get Upside, the free gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon. Cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Some months I make $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code WIN for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your next fill up. You can cash out anytime to PayPal or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code WIN for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code WIN.
Don't miss the grand reopening of Tuscaloosa Locksmith and Gunsmith's new location this Saturday from 10 till 2 with food and door prizes. Located at 1605 23rd Avenue, Tuscaloosa.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Clouds increasing this afternoon. Tuscaloosa's high 74. Cloudy tonight. Rain moving in. Most of that rain coming after midnight. The low at 56. Tomorrow, cloudy, noticeably cooler. Some light rain at times with a high at 64. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 69 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Oh no, I don't have anything planned, but usually for his birthday, on the day of his birthday, we usually have a team meeting and they'll have birthday hats and kazoos and cupcakes and all that stuff, and we'll sing happy birthday to him. So that's always kind of been a pretty special moment for us.
I have no idea. My mama's birthday that day too, so I'm probably gonna be spending time with her. Hey, you mentioned singing to Nick Saban. We've seen Daniel Wright kind of take the stage the last few years. Is there anybody else on the team that kind of rivals him in terms of voice?
Oh, I don't know. They very well may be. We probably may just be too shy to come forward, but I don't know. We have some talented guys on this team. Probably have a lot of, special hidden talent. So you never know. I wanted to come play for Coach Saban because of the process he had here. I feel like it's paid off dividends. It's made me, a more hardworking person, a more disciplined person, and it's just a blessing to be able to be here, man, around these amazing people, man. It's just a blessing.
Saban's birthday coming up Sunday. Halloween.
Yeah. That's, even though I know it, every time I hear that he was born on Halloween, I went, wow, how interesting is that? Yeah. Everybody gives him candy, even on his birthday.
So the matchups this weekend across the SEC, that we don't have many. Missouri at Vanderbilt. You got number 1 Georgia, Florida. We just talked to Shane Mathews about that. Ole Miss, number 10 versus number 18, the Auburn Tigers, who have been improving week after week. And number 12, Kentucky at Mississippi State. So we talked a little bit about the Georgia-Florida game. I want to talk about this Ole Miss-Auburn game, Matt, and kind of get your take on it. We saw Bo Nix get benched. We saw him, then another quarterback come out and start. Then he rebounds from that and has really played well. And I think really it seemed like he slowed things down a little bit and said, and I don't know if Harsin was able to get to him or what, or his dad may have said, hey, look, you're just going too fast. Man, he was working through his progressions and then taking off, instead of just sitting in the pocket, trusting the guys in front. Now, granted, he got rushed and he had some hits early in the season. They've kind of helped out with that up front a little bit more. And I think the play calling for him has been better, getting him kind of what I call lathered up as a quarterback early on in the game.
I sense that he is becoming more and more comfortable with Harsin and with his offense. And I think that he's gotten that bugaboo out of his head where, he used to just look so anxious, like you were saying. He was man in a hurry. And I think they've managed to relax that, pulling him, putting TJ Finley in. I think that, and you've gone back and talked about your experience with Gene Stallings and at Georgia, and how that can literally motivate you. and he's been a different quarterback since then. What I really want to see Auburn do, and I think it's truly necessary against Ole Miss, and very possible, I might add, where's Tank? I really thought this team could run the football on just about anybody. And earlier in the year, I think I saw some problems up front. I think they're solving their problems along the offensive line. So, and don't you think, Jay, that it's essential with Matt Corral back there to be able to run the football?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's you talking about from the Auburn side, right?
Yeah.
And I agree with you. Tank Bigsby, I thought was going to be a lot different back this year.
And he's got almost 800 yards, so it's not like he's a no-show.
Right.
I just don't see him right now being a critical part of this offense. And going into the season, I would have said he's your guy.
Yeah. Well, I think early on, too, they struggled at the receiver position. They've gotten better there. They fired the guy that was there before. Harsin kind of brought in a guy that was his, more how that'll affect recruiting. We'll see that after the season, but it seems to have been a good thing for him on offense and produced better numbers at that position. But, Lane Kiffin, this is, a big game for him as they continue to win, and Auburn the same way. Both of these teams seem to be getting better each and every week. And I think this is a big, and not only for Lane, but I think Harsin can make a statement this weekend by beating Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss.
Yeah, and don't you think that he's been pretty open about it? With every game, Kiffin continues to audition for LSU. And that's motivation for him, and that that trickles down to motivation for his football team.
I will continue coming up on the other side, and before we do that, we'll remind you about one of our great sponsors, and they always have been with us today, Rock and Roll Sushi, and they want to give you the best when it comes to not only an amplified dining experience with you and your family, but also when you go in, you get the rolls you love, you get the music you love, rock and roll, and also do it with the people that you love at Rock and Roll Sushi. They've expanded all throughout our listening area, throughout the Southeast, now over 50 locations. I started with one in Mobile, Alabama, in a modest 1,000 square foot space. Get out to Rock and Roll Sushi today, the biggest hit in the restaurant business. Chris Hammond, former Brave, going to join us coming up next. We'll talk about the game last night and much more. Stay with us.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Achieving your personal best often comes down to how you feel. And when it comes to the right shoes, nothing feels better than New Balance. The fit specialists at the New Balance Birmingham store conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size, shape, and gait, determining the best New Balance shoes for you. Experience the difference of custom fit today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
I'm excited to tell you about our newest sponsor here on the Jay Barker Radio Network. They pioneered the chicken finger box and the chicken finger restaurant. That's Guthrie's. Guthrie's recipes and process are often imitated, but never duplicated. Look, their sauce is probably the most copied sauce of all sauces all time. And I've known this family since my days down in Tuscaloosa, and they came over, and man, I tell you, it's nostalgic even today to see my kids go into that same Guthrie's. And great family, do so much for the community, but more importantly, provide the best when it comes to chicken fingers. Get out to Guthrie's today. I want to tell you about my good friends at Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker, and look, Ken Needham has done a terrific job. Local company, 205-980-1505 is their number. That's 980-1505. Again, local, you can speak with the same team every time you give them a call. Full line of products from auto, home, boat, life. You'll trust them. They have a great deal as far as the relationships they build with their customers, and 20 years with the same company and industry. Custom approach for your insurance needs. Give them a call, 980-1505. That is Southern Assurance Group.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. white glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269.
Whether it's for lunch or dinner, head out to the Cajun Steamers, a New Orleans style joint that serves authentic Cajun and Creole food, cold beer, and great drinks. They are known for their wide array of Cajun classics and original creations prepared in an authentic fashion. This Louisiana kitchen can have you slapping the table for more. Stop by the Cajun Steamer and sign up for your Alabama, LSU, or Auburn fan card. Eat with the Cajuns while your team is on TV and use your fan card to receive a 15% discount on your entire meal. With locations in Hoover, Trustful, Huntsville, and Franklin, Tennessee, they've got you covered. Head out today to the Cajun Steamer.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan.co. Letter C, letter O.
Birmingham's best Mexican restaurant for over 20 years and counting. That's La Paz Restaurant in Crestline Village and Mount Laurel. They've got a great staff. Its delicious menu, award-winning cheese dip, and margaritas and vibrant atmosphere have helped to make La Paz a local favorite. Blue corn nachos, Texas barbecue quesadillas, steak and blue quesadillas, Baja fish tacos, signature fajitas, and much, much more. So head over to La Paz today. If you want a great lunch or a great dinner, you'll find all that at La Paz, Crestline, and Mount Laurel for lunch or dinner.
WTUG HD2 Northport and W265CG Tuscaloosa, Tide 100.9, and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Touchdown. That championship trophy is headed back to Tuscaloosa. Now 15 dominating with this defense. Richardson breaks free on the sideline. End zone. How about that? You saw the Gatorade shower this time. I love it. Coulter wide open. Tide rolling again. Alabama again, the champions of college football. The roots of kicker and will not be caught. Touchdown, great. Alabama back on top. To the end zone. Touchdown. Alabama wins. The Crimson Tide will not be denied. Devontae Smith cannot be stopped. Saban with his 7th national championship. National championship number 18. 13 in all. Absolute perfection.
Jay Barker led the Crimson Tide to a national championship in 1992. Winner of the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award and a finalist in New York for the Heisman Trophy. Voted the SEC Player of the Year. Drafted by the Green Bay Packers, same time with the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. The winningest quarterback in Alabama history with the record of 35-2-1. Member of the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame. Jay Barker brings that same championship quality and football expertise to his own radio network and show. Joining him is University of Alabama professor Lars Anderson, who is also a New York Times best-selling author and a 20-year veteran of Sports Illustrated. Live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham, The Jay Barker Show.
And it'll be Jorge Soler leading things off for the Atlanta Braves. He is the DH.
Here's one slammed into left field. How about that start to the World Series? Soler will take the trip. And he puts Atlanta up 1-0 with a first swing of the Fall Classic.
That ball is gone! 1-0 Braves. And Jorge feels like busting loose. And that's how you start a World Series. Woo-hoo! I think that's a good sign of things to come. That is an amazing start. 1-0.
Here is Riley with a ball into left center field. It's going to make it 2-0. Cut off by McCormick, but it's an RBI double, and the Braves have come up flying here in game one.
Braves have rolled up their sleeves, and they've come out of the corner just firing haymakers at the Astros here at the top of the first.
Browns one to short. Correa will throw to third. A run scores, and they have Peterson hung up, tagged out. 2-0, now 3-0 Atlanta. Watching Framber Valdez pitch to Eddie Rosario, leading it off in the third, where he did so much damage against the Dodgers. And a ground ball right side base hit. That is already 7 hits by the Braves against Valdez. Valdez just trying to fight to stay in the game. This one is a rocket into left and gone. 5-0 Atlanta here in the 3rd inning. As Duvall goes deep. What a start to game 1 for the Braves.
Can you think of anything better than hitting a World Series homer? Not a thing. My gosh, that ought to get Adam going. Another missile right into the seats, and the fans have already launched it back.
Welcome back in, and hour number 2 here on this Wednesday edition, and we are presented by Top Golf of Birmingham. Get out, see Mark Grenier and all the great folks at Top Golf. You'll absolutely love it. We call it the bowling of this generation. Family fun. They got great restaurant, great food, drinks, everything you need to have a great time. Co-workers, family, they do events. Antonio actually did a bachelor party. Not Antonio yet, but he did a bachelor party for a friend recently at Top Golf, and they do a lot of other events as well. Great people. Get out to Top Golf for Birmingham. Driven by Sunny King Ford on the sunny side of the street, Oxford and Anniston. Go see Tony Russell and all the great folks at Sunny King Ford. We got a special guest in studio. He's got a golf tournament coming up in about 2 weeks out of Greystone, and for a great charity that he and his wife have been involved in for a while now, and I know that there's been a really impact on our community and others as well. But we've got Christopher Andrew Hammond in the building, who was drafted by the Cincinnati Reds in the 6th round of the 1986 amateur, almost at 66, 86 amateur draft, and also with the Atlanta Braves and other teams. I could go through that entire section, but most of all, it's just great to see you.
Oh, good to be here. Yeah. Always good to be here.
The Braves getting it done, first time since 1999. Tell us your thoughts about this team and what they accomplished last night in Game 1.
Well, I'm telling you right now, they accomplished a lot. I mean, especially going into Houston, and so many people are like, "What do you think, Chris? What do you think?" And I go, "I'm telling you right now. I mean, both of them were playing at full throttle, and we were watching my son coaches a girls flag football team in Oxford, and we were watching the game. Everybody's like, Braves 1-0, Braves 2-0. I mean, 3-0. I'm thinking, and then by the time they hit that 2-run homer in like the 4th or 5th or 3rd, I go, this is the way to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you go into Houston and put a slap down on the first few, and it lets all their air out like they did last night. I mean, let's do it.
Have you ever pitched like Charlie did last night on the 16 more pitches
on a broken leg?
That's unbelievable. I mean,
that's crazy. Yeah. That is crazy. I mean, and I was talking about my son. He goes, "How's he did that?" And I go, "I did that one time. It hit me in the probably about the same spot, and it was a hairline fracture, and I could just barely feel it. I go, get me out of here. It wasn't the World Series. I mean, if it was a World Series, I might have gone, I'm good.
Yeah,
like he did.
Right, exactly. But adrenaline has a lot to do with that, right?
It sure does. You know that.
Yeah.
What is it? What's in the Braves' mindset now? I mean, you go into Houston really hoping for a split. Well, you already got that.
Yeah.
Now, what you want to do is get Max on the mound and take it 2-0 back to Atlanta. So what's going on inside the helmet? Batting helmet, by the way.
I mean, to me, the same thing they did last night. I mean, if they bat first, their bats are hot, their pitching is hot. I mean, just continue. Don't say we're up 1-0. Just say we're up. It's tied. And have that mindset they hit like they did last night, and they jumped that early and. I mean, because you don't want the tables to switch. You don't want to give Houston any momentum. I mean, they're a hot team, and just keep them where they're at now, and keep your momentum going. And that's you got seven games.
Yeah, are they the most hated team ever in the World Series, the Astros, based on what they did? And what's your take on that? Like, because Matt and I talk about this all the time. I mean, stealing signs is part of a lot of sports. I mean, it's things that, but it's kind of, I guess, the length at which they went to get the signs is what everybody is like. That went over the normal in play kind of stuff that you would normally see.
I mean, in my opinion, they're the worst hated team ever.
Good to hear you say that.
And I mean, and the tragedy of being, and they still have their World Series trophy. That's what hurts me. I mean, and if you you kind of slap him on the wrist, what's going to stop him from doing it again?
Yeah. Or somebody else.
Yeah.
Who knows if they're not?
Exactly. So, I mean,
I kept listening last night.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though, if they're stealing signs
Yeah.
and not hitting the ball like they were last
That's
night,
right.
they're not doing a very good job of it.
I mean, my kid, especially my youngest son, he's a sports fanatic, and he goes, Dad, everywhere they play, I mean, they boo every inning and every inning.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they should. Fans,
They deserve it.
Fans
Yeah.
are pissed off.
Yeah.
And they're showing their their hatred toward what they've done, and they deserve it.
Hey, this is an odd
He's the-
question.
he's
I'm
the
going to
big
ask it
baseball. That's why
anyway.
I
Yeah, I know,
wanted
Chris, we could go get a sandwich afterwards, and I'd go till dinner time. But do you think, this odd question, like I said, is there any thought, obviously not, would you think about holding Freed because he's such a good, I mean, this guy's a hitter, and getting him back to Atlanta so you would have a distinct advantage?
I mean, I guarantee you that's in their thought process. But then again, I mean, if I was the manager, I probably would.
You would hold him?
I'd hold him.
I would certainly
and
think about it.
my son was like, Dad, why don't they do like I don't know what team it was, pitched a reliever, 2 innings, a reliever, and because you get a day off the next day, I mean, I could pitch 2 innings and take a day off and pitch 2 more innings for the
Braves
whole
did it
season,
against
for
the
whole
Dodgers
season.
and won.
And this might be a good day for that. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, now,
Isn't
I
that
know
weird,
there's.
though?
I mean, there's a lot of strategies, man. I mean, just you talking football. I mean, you can sit in a room with 6 different guys and get 6 different opinions on what they should do. But I'm glad I'm glad I'm sitting right here and not in that office going, what do you?
I wouldn't mind having you in my bullpen. like the Braves, the unbelievable year you had in, was it 02?
02.
7-2. ERA was 2.27. Why'd they get rid of you?
I know
And that's my Braves too. I'm asking.
I was so mad. I mean, I was like,
I don't blame
I was
you.
kind of like advertise myself. I go, I might pitch for the Braves for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
And I think they go, we got him. And they just go, I mean, everybody was like, we'll give you this. And Braves are like, let's see if we can get him for this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
come on, man. With a
seriously. I mean, that's how close it was. I mean,
Really?
in salary offers.
Oh my goodness.
And I was
Well,
just
you
like,
got to. You got to take care of your family.
But Andrew Jones, he goes, I knew they weren't going to sign.
Did you say, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He's what?
But he's
8 years younger than
but
you.
But he's seen it. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
When a pitcher has a great year,
Mm-hmm.
the Braves aren't good at throwing a good offer to him and just see if they can get him for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Because playing for the Braves and playing for Bobby Cox, it compared to
great.
Bobby Cox was by far the best manager I ever played for.
By far.
By far.
Is that just the way he treated the team, the way he treated you, the way he treated the pen?
The team, me, Greg Maddox, John Smoltz, and Tom Glavine can all walk in the room together, and we're all on the same page. He don't treat anybody any different. I mean, he treats rookies and veterans the same, and that's why it's a family. And that's why, I mean,
Jay, I'm taking over here. I'm sorry. But what was it like, in warm-ups, in the bullpen before games to be around those 2 Hall of Famers? It's just,
hey, when I signed with the Braves, I'm thinking, yes. Now I don't have to pitch against Maddox or Smoltz or Glavine or Avery or Barker.
That's good.
Or any of those guys. I mean, I didn't mind pitching against the batters, but it's just like,
I'm not going to get any runs.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, but here's a great Bobby Cox story. We were in spring training, and it was just different in the clubhouse. It's spring training, and I'm like, I mean, there's no yelling, there's no screaming, there's no arguing, And I asked Mike Remlinger, he was sitting next to me. I go, what's different about here? I mean, I just feel something. He goes, Bobby doesn't allow music in the clubhouse.
Bobby doesn't allow music.
He goes, if you want music, put your earbuds in. And I'm like, that's it. He goes, because the starting pitcher, whoever's starting that day, plays his music in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a rap guy, you're like, the rap guys who don't like rap or don't like country, they're going, oh, God, turn that. Now it's like this and this. Yeah. Now we got to go out and play. And I go, why don't every clubhouse do that?
Yeah.
Because like I said, everybody's sitting there going, oh. And then they're like, clubhouse goes, hey, let's go. And we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
And that's why we kicked everybody. We won that division by 20-something games that year.
But I bet that felt so weird to be so different than what you've been like for pregame, knowing that was kind of the ritual, playing the song of the pitcher or the music, and then to walk into that and go, this is complete silence.
Yeah.
Like, but it was good silence.
It was really, I mean, I was like, relaxed.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't listening to the music I didn't like listening to. Even the music that I did listen to, loud. And you're like, oh.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh.
I wonder if more teams do that now.
No.
They don't?
No teams don't. Every team that I played with, there was loud music.
It's only the winningest manager in the history of the National. Why wouldn't you take a cue from him?
Nobody knows about it.
Well, you just let everybody on the planet
Well, they
know.
should. They should know. They should. That should spread like wildfire.
Because, the Houston Astros are going to steal it.
You want. I don't even know if the Braves do it anymore because Bobby's not there.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah. So
more with Chris Hammond. Plus, we're going to talk about his golf tournaments, charity, and all he's got going on in the community, and look forward to that. Also, fully promoted one of our great sponsors. Struggle finding new ideas for branding and marketing your business. Is your organization trying to find unique items that people really like to receive and use? In today's competitive business environment, your brands, they need to stand out to get fully noticed. That's fully promoted. They offer extensive branding and marketing solutions to get your name in front of your potential customers. They have local experts that specialize in putting your logo on apparel, team gear, caps, promotional products, trade show items, and printed materials. They provide access to samples that you guys can touch and feel, and also people there with personalized services assist with product selection and decoration methods, taking your brand to the next level. So call Fully Promote today at 205-406-6430. Mention you heard this ad on the Jay Barker Show for a special offer. That's 205-406-6430. Are you fully promoted? All right, Chris Hammond continues with us on the other side. Stay with us.
You're listening to the Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Exam 4 needs to be sanitized.
Mersana's MRI clinic isn't operating at max efficiency. She needs a new certified tech certifiably now.
Someone's waiting in room 2 for an ACL scan. Can you handle that?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com.
Impact Mortgage Corp. DBA Cash Call Mortgage. NMLS ID 128231. Equal housing lender. Non-licensed in all states, including New York. Offer based on loans over $250,000. Call 855-657-9910 for licensing terms and restrictions.
What's better than a mortgage interest rate and APR in the twos? How about a cash-out refi with an interest rate and APR in the twos? At Cash Call Mortgage, our customers are getting the cash they need from their home's equity and getting a low interest rate and APR in the twos. Imagine refinancing your mortgage to a rate and APR in the twos. bills, and taking cash out for the things in life you need. At Cash Call Mortgage, we'll even pay the title, escrow, and appraisal fees. Home values have soared, and interest rates are at all-time lows. But the clock is ticking on how long these rates and APRs will stay this low. Imagine a mortgage rate in the 2s and some extra cash in your pocket. For a free quote to see if you qualify, go to cashcallmortgage.com or call us today. Call 800-745-1952. That's 800-745-1952. 800-745-1952.
Jumpstart the season with big holiday savings from JCPenney, now through Sunday. Let the fun begin with Disney toys, now up to 25% off. Or give your family the warm fuzzies with 40% off outerwear. Don't forget to use your coupon to save an extra 25% on select items at checkout. The holidays are officially here at JCPenney. Offers valid on select items through 10/31. Toys excluded from coupon. Some exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
Under the basket, reverse layup, good. Hyde for the rebound underneath. Won by Alabama, just like this ball game. Won by the Crimson Tide. DJ, turn the music up. Keep it going because the Crimson Tide are dancing to the round of 32. Your Alabama women's basketball team returns to Coleman Coliseum for the 2021-22 season. Don't miss out on the action as the Crimson Tide hosts great SEC games, including Auburn, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Visit RollTide.com to purchase your tickets today.
Don't miss a play at the Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Your front row seat to all the action. Place bets on all professional and most college sports at the counter, kiosk, or on your phone. Then catch the game on one of our 20 big screens from the comfort of the newly remodeled Timeout Lounge. Plus, the PRR Sports app gives you access to live, in-play sports betting. Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Be more than a fan. Be a player. Must be 21.
Don't miss the grand reopening of Tuscaloosa Locksmith and Gunsmith's new location this Saturday from 10 till 2 with food and door prizes. Located at 1605 23rd Avenue, Tuscaloosa.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Clouds increasing this afternoon. Tuscaloosa's high 74. Cloudy tonight. Rain moving in. Most of that rain coming after midnight. The low at 56. Tomorrow, cloudy, noticeably cooler. Some light rain at times with a high at 64. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 71 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Again, visiting with Chris Hammond in studio with us, former Brave, and drafted by the Cincinnati Reds back in 1986. He's got a 16th annual. 16th annual. Let's read that. Annual golf scramble. I can't believe it's been 16 years. Greystone Golf and Country Club coming up on November the 8th, 2021. So just a couple of weeks away. But I think I read you said you're pretty much full of teams, right? That's all done. And but kind of tell people what this. The foundation, what you and your wife do, and kind of, I can't believe it's been 16 years, but just, what the golf tournament is all about.
Well, growing up here in Vestavia, I mean, I guess if you're around here, you know that most kids, we don't lack like fields to play on, practice on. Mm-hmm. And when we bought some property out in Wedowee, Alabama, my youngest son, I mean, it was a long time ago. He was like 4 years old, and the coach comes up to all the parents and go, "Does anybody have a big yard?" And I go, "Well, I got 200 something acres." And he goes, "What do you?" And I go, "Why?" And he goes, "Well, we just have this one field, and we got 15 teams that share it."
Whoa! And
I'm like, "Are you serious?" And that's just, I mean, it kind of like tugged on my heart. I'm thinking that's a tragedy. Mm-hmm. And Wedowee didn't have a baseball team because they didn't have a big enough field to play baseball, and they played all their games on the road, so there was nobody that wanted to play. And I go, so me and my wife decided we started the Chris Hammond Youth Foundation because we want to help underprivileged kids in areas and communities to be excited about sports. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of grown from sports to everyday life. So that's what we do. We kind of seek out communities, families, high schools across the South, and just provide little grants.
That's great. That's awesome.
It,
Can't believe he sold the land, though. I never get to go fish it. He'd brag about all these big bass.
Heck, I want to go out there and play baseball.
That's true. That's your field of dreams.
It was a field of dreams.
Yeah. Matt will come.
Cool. Yeah, you're right. I will.
I did. It was his.
Where does it go? I mean, if I'm not getting too deep into your business here, but I mean, you're raising a significant amount of money. Do you have it targeted going into the tournament? And if so, are you building another park right now, or?
Well, we don't really build parks anymore because we found that's really expensive. And so
ask Kevin Costner.
Yeah. So what we've trying to do is we go to a high school or a community and how about we give you $5,000 to $10,000 for the next 4 years?
Mm-hmm.
And when I mentioned that, I mean, it's silence for like an hour, and they're like, "Are you serious?"
That's awesome.
But it's, I mean, I don't think people around Vestavia really realize that, because I mentioned that to somebody that went to Hoover and like a coach, and they're like,
"It's not a big deal to them."
No,
yeah,
no,
because they got great sponsors, great boosters. They have huge corporations around them. These small towns don't. I mean,
this coach called the whole gymnasium. It was full of kids.
Yeah,
and they're like, "Hey, Chris Hammond Youth Foundation's going to give us $10,000 this year and $5,000 for the next 3 years." And they were like, "Oh my gosh!" And I'm like, "That's why I do it."
Yeah, because they've probably been wearing the same uniforms for the last 10, 12, 20 years, whatever. And
I saw their club.
great.
I mean, they didn't even have a locker room to change into. They got to go out in the dugout and make sure there's nobody out there, and they change real quick.
Oh wow!
I mean, those areas are all across the South.
And talking about Vestavia's park rec, all that now, and really everywhere. Homewood, the same thing.
Everywhere.
I mean, just first class.
I always say that the Birmingham school system, like Homewood, I mean, all those teams right there, they're the SEC.
Oh, there's no
high
doubt.
school football or high
And
school
baseball.
Baseball, sure.
Mhm.
Our producer, did you see his text? Josh says, Wadowee doesn't have a stop sign. We just got lights on the field a few years back.
Yeah.
Because of you.
Yeah. I mean,
That's cool.
That's why I do it. I mean, I want to pick out the next Wadowee area and help them. I mean, build a field or put lights on a field or put a fence around a field. I mean, one high school didn't even have a fence around it. And I'm like, but if nobody lets me know, I mean, it's going to continue.
How can they let you know?
I mean, call me on my cell phone. Okay. I mean, you can always give out my cell phone. I gave it out on the Atlanta Braves TV network. And Tom Glavine goes, "You just gave out your cell number." I go, "If somebody needs my help, they call me." My cell number is 256-276-9942. Call me anytime if you need my help.
There you go.
I love it. You get a bunch of calls. What a marvelous thing to do. Thank you.
Some of your big sponsors, people that help support you in this mission.
Well, I mean, Dick's Sporting Goods has been huge. Chick-fil-A has been huge. I mean, it's all about. I mean, I don't have a big foundation that runs. I mean, it's practically me. I mean, I'm all over the state, and I asked, and they're like, "Well, what is this for?" I go, "It's my foundation." "Oh, yours?" I go, "Yeah." I go out. I mean, nobody's using my name to raise money. I'm using my own name. I'm the footwork. I'm the voice, and I ask for as many people to donate a small amount, so I don't have to ask that one per lot. And I have a really when we had Grant Cagle a few years ago, he's one of the newest owners of the New York Yankees. His mom is probably my biggest sponsor.
Really?
I see where you have a Yankees logo right here. They're the New York Yankees are one of your sponsors.
Yeah. And
how old is he now?
He's about
young.
30, 38, 39.
Okay. Yeah. Jeez.
And he owns part of the Yankees.
37-year-old New York Yankee owner.
That's great.
But just like we found out, I mean,
Oh, he's great. Yeah.
He's about as down to earth because of his how his mom raised him, and she asked me at 10 years old, could you be a good role model for him and a male influence? And I'm thinking that's when I stepped back and took a look at my life and go, what's he going to see?
Right.
Not that I was a bad person, but and then the rest is history.
Did you become an owner too? Was that part of the deal? All right. November 8th, Greystone Golf and Country Club, and the 16th annual, I can't believe it's this tournament, Celebrity Golf Scramble, and I'm sure there'll be a 17th. So if people couldn't be involved this year, they can get involved next year. If you need help and you're a sports team out there or a park or a high school team, whatever, give your number again. And because I know we do this every time you're on and you want to give it out. You want people to give you a call if they need help.
Yeah, 256-276-9942. And I'm on Facebook every morning, so look me up. I mean, if you forget my number, look me up on Facebook, Chris Hammond.
All right, man. Great to see you and great to have you in. Thanks for being with us.
Oh,
and good luck on the tournament. Hopefully we'll be out. I'd love to be broadcasting from the tournament and then hopefully get a chance to play if I can get some guys to fill in that particular
you
day
have no
there,
problem. You go play. I was thinking a minute ago, I think the first number one, he came up when we were on the air together.
Yep.
And promoted the show on the Jay Barker and Matt show.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Very
that means we're getting old.
No way around that, is there?
Chris, thank you.
Thank you,
Great to see
guys.
my man. And
All right.
tell your family hello and congratulations on 16. Unbelievable.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll continue live from AVX. Stay with us. We'll be back.
The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
When you go to turn on the lights, you expect them to work. Our team at Alabama Power does too. But sometimes, extreme weather and events test our system. Knowing we're out there making repairs helps, but answers are what you deserve. So, we're rolling out new tools to keep you informed, especially during storms. Visit Alabama Power's new outage map to see outages in your area and get updates on repair times. And sign up to get personalized outage alerts on your phone or computer for free. Learn more at alabamapower.com/alerts.
Rock and Roll Sushi, they're proud to be the original American-style sushi restaurant founded on great food and rock and roll music, boasting concepts and flavors big, bold, and loud. They're the only place to experience the rock you love, the rolls you love, with the ones you love. It all began back in Mobile, Alabama, and then a decade later, tucked inside the Mobile Mall, expanded to encompass more than 40 locations across the southeastern U.S. Since day one, the most rewarded part of their work has been seeing guests fall in love with the amplified dining experience and become fans who return again and again to the biggest hit in town. That's Rock and Roll Sushi. Get out today for lunch or dinner.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. If you're average and you're looking for a new pair of running or walking shoes, I suggest you go to an average shoe store where they'll sell you a pair of average shoes built for the average person with average size feet. But here's the thing, you're not average. No one is. We all exercise differently. We run differently. We walk differently, and our feet come in all sorts of widths and lengths. That's why at the New Balance Birmingham store, we employ fit specialists who will conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot's size and shape, along with your gait, and then determine the best New Balance shoes custom fit to you. Because New Balance isn't your average shoe, and you're not average either. Experience the difference an unaverage custom fit makes today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for Siebel's in downtown Homewood, and now's the time to get your special place ready. Come in and let Siebel's design your porch with Kingsley Bait outdoor furniture and one of their custom swinging beds. For the great room, you're going to need their Carson swivel recliner. Siebel's is the #1 Carson recliner dealer in the country, and Sarah and I, we've got one, and we absolutely love it. Be sure also to check out their famous custom-made beds and bunk beds, built by Siebel's and made up with some of their best linens in town. Their staff can truly put your bed together like no other store. You can also follow Siebel's and shop on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to call or go by their special store in downtown Homewood. The number is 800-4 800-448-1962. That's 800-448-1962. And just for listening, go to SiebelsCottage.com and order anything you want and type in J Barker for a special discount code. That's J Barker for a special discount code available only to our listeners for a limited time on the J Barker Show. Siebels in downtown Homewood or online at SiebelsCottage.com.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan.O.
Following this summer's Tokyo Olympic Games, the eyes of the world will turn to Birmingham, Alabama, and the World Games 2022. Next July, the world will come together for the South's largest international sporting event since the 96 Centennial Olympic Games. 3,600 athletes will compete for gold in 34 sports, including lacrosse, softball, gymnastics, flag football, and more. Tickets are on sale now. Buy yours at twg2022.com.
No, I do not. I do not. That's been carefully researched since I was a child, starting at approximately, I'm going to say 3. And although it did have some brighter points in my life, in particular when I was young, you know, the type of thing where it gets all over your hands and your face. Before long, though, I realized that that was a grave error and there was far better paths ahead than candy corn. So, yeah, I have no interest. It's one of those items that, you know, there's a reason they serve it basically once a year because it's not very good to begin with.
So you sent that link, or you got Josh to look that link up. Coach leaked and talking about candy corn.
And, you know, he made mention of it a few years ago, and he just bashed candy corn. So some reporter said, hey, you changed your stance on candy corn. And as you just heard, no, he hasn't changed his stance. And
why is he not a fan?
I don't know. Do you like it?
Not really, but it tastes like wax.
It's nothing. It's just pure sugar. There's another candy corn picture. I should find a way to show it on our screen. They've turned it upside down and put a tie on it, and it's Donald Trump. It's hysterical because the top of it is like his orange hair, and then the yellow. But what I really kind of had behind when I sent it to Josh is that, man, he is just a great character. I think he's good for our league. He's not afraid to talk about candy corn. Would you ask Nick Saban about candy corn?
I can't believe you were even asking me if I'd asked the question. But
who would?
But Mike Leach will take you down roads you never thought you would go down, and he will explain things to you about, you know, this particular. And I think he does it sometimes. Maybe I'm wrong. To distract. I think he's kind of like, I don't care about talking football today. I just want to talk about this and this alone. And he'll take you, and then you get so intrigued by the story. And Tony Curry has him on his show just about every single week. And they don't talk anything about football, really. They may discuss it for a second or say, who we got this week, and then they go right into another topic. And I think he enjoys that. He does. Yeah.
If you want to, if you listen in or watch on BamaInsider, later on in the day, look up Mike Leach does the weather in Lubbock, Texas. Have you ever seen that on? It will make you pee your pants. It's so funny. He got into an argument, not an argument, but with the local weather guy in Lubbock, and he said, "No, anybody can do your job." So the weatherman said, "Come on." Well, guess what Leach did? He went on, and he did a Mike Leach version of the weather, and YouTube it or whatever.
Yeah.
Look it up because it's absolutely hysterical.
All right, some of the comments coming in on Bama Insider. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we appreciate all the comments that are coming in right now. DeMarco Poole, who's been on for a little while, said, thank you so much, Chris, talking about all that Chris does for his foundation and with the foundation to help out with so many great things that are happening in the community. Also, Josh Smith, who's our producer, he wrote, Chris gave our team free pitching lessons at RCHS-funded French Hammond Park and helped us to get to the semifinals for the first time in school history. That's great stuff. And also, let's go up a little bit. Let's go to High Power TV. As a kid, I was a huge Braves fan. My grandma would make me watch games with her. I love Greg Maddux, Andrew Jones, Chipper Jones, John Smoltz, and Chris Hammond as well. And then let's see, what's up, Bama Nation? Again from him and LW, go Astros. And didn't expect to see that.
Okay. That's okay. You got to have a few fans, but I mean, it's very few.
Yeah, exactly. But we appreciate your comments. Continue to comment. Again, like, subscribe, and tune in each and every day. If you're listening across our radio network through Alabama and on the Gulf Coast, you can also, when you get to work or at home and even in the car. I mean, I've got buddies of mine now that stream it on YouTube as well. So if they're out of the listening area, if they're out of state or whatever, you can do that and right through your Bluetooth. And but we're enjoying being a part of the Bama Insider team as well, and our flagship station, Tide 100.9 FM in Tuscaloosa, and really great combination with all the network and YouTube channels.
What is your favorite Halloween candy? Do you have one?
Trying to think.
Leach says he really likes
chocolate.
Gummy.
I like gummies too.
They said that Alabama's favorite is something like Skittles or something like. I like Skittles, but man, I want one of those little mini Snickers.
Yeah.
That's,
yeah.
And then you almost change costumes and go back to their house over and over and over again.
Or the little Hershey bars. And
but I've never, all right.
I hate them when people give me
a quick story.
When they give me like a little bag of popcorn. I was like,
when somebody drops an apple or a toothbrush in your bag, then you get your window soaked. And I always thought that was okay because it didn't do any damage. And when you start throwing eggs and that kind of stuff, that's too mischievous. But quick story about Jay Barker. I'm not a big Halloween guy. I'm okay with it. And we'll have candy and the kids come to the door and I'm fine with that, especially really good with Halloween as far as kids are concerned. My grandkids in costumes is just adorable.
Yeah.
I don't think I had ever worn a costume on Halloween as an adult, except for one time. One time, John and Jan Gentili were having a costume party.
Mm-hmm.
You remember Jan?
I do, yeah.
She was Halloween crazy. But I didn't have a costume.
Mm-hmm.
You gave me one.
What did I give you?
Do you remember what you gave me?
Was it a light plug?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
A plug-in.
And my wife and I, it was, if you can envision this, it was an outlet. The girl was the outlet and the guy was the plug. And it was very, very funny. And then I think what made it even funnier is I went, Jay Barker, let me borrow this.
It was given to me and I couldn't wear it. So I let you wear it.
Yeah. Put it on Matt. He'll wear anything. But, and I haven't worn a costume since.
Did you plug in that night?
What do you think? That's pretty. Yes, yeah.
Hey, small, medium-sized businesses out there, owners, maybe you're aware or not, there are additional government stimulus dollars available to your business outside the PPP loan. If you had employees and retained them during the COVID-19 pandemic, there's up to $33,000 cash refund per employee available to you, no matter if you had a financial gain or loss. And for over 23 years, the tax attorneys, CPAs at eTax Breaks, they've been identifying tax refunds and credits and available to business through more than 3,000 federal and state programs. Now, these are not loans. They do not have to be paid back. The eTax Breaks team has recovered over $2 billion so far, and as far as to date with their clients, and can serve you nationwide as well. So check them out, etaxbreaks.com. That's etaxbreaks.com, or simply give them a call at 855-659-1231. That's 855-659-1231 for etaxbreaks.com.
Jay, is Conference USA going to survive? They're losing members like crazy. Yeah. Meanwhile, the Sun Belt is on the charge. We'll talk about that on the other side of this break. You're listening to the Jay Barker Show.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Can I get a weight reading on the cat in exam 3?
Zuri needs a new vet tech after their current one literally moved to a farm. But finding an ideal replacement takes some training.
This is like herding cats.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Schedule virtual interviews and talk to candidates right from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Football season's here. Time to cheer on the home team. Another team you can get behind is BMW of Tuscaloosa, your hometown BMW dealership. Our roster of players is here to ensure you draft the right car. Our starting lineup of new 2021 BMW vehicles is stacked with all-stars, including 7 sports activity vehicles, each crafted to balance dynamic power, spacious interior, and impeccable design in ways only BMW can. Visit BMWofTuscaloosa.com or stop by to get to know your hometown BMW team.
Don't miss a play at the Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Your front row seat to all the action. Place bets on all professional and most college sports at the counter, kiosk, or on your phone. Then catch the game on one of our 20 big screens from the comfort of the newly remodeled Timeout Lounge. Plus, the PRR Sports app gives you access to live, in-play sports betting. Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Be more than a fan. Be a player. Must be 21.
Hey, we get it. You don't want to be hearing a Progressive commercial right now, so let us tell you something you do want to hear. You are powerful. You're a warrior who bathes in your enemy's tears. Then you step out of that refreshing tear bath and into a bathrobe that somehow looks good on you. Yeah, you can pull off a robe. There. Don't you feel better? You'll also feel better when you save money for driving safely with Snapshot from Progressive. Savings you can use to buy more robes. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California, North Carolina, or from all agents.
Maureen saved big shopping epic daily deals at Amazon. So now she's free to become Maureen the Merrier. And with her brand new tableware, everyone's welcome at Maureen's table. All of her family, friends, even her neighbor with the pet. Hey, has anyone seen a ferret around here? Found it. Dig into Amazon's epic daily deals. Spend less, smile more.
Hey folks, BJ Perkins, Executive Manager here at Townsend Nissan. Just wanted to get out the message that Townsend Nissan is having a huge new and pre-owned sale now with a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles in stock and ready to roll today. And most of all, your current vehicles at an all-time high. And Townsend Nissan wants it today. And the icing on the cake is finance rates are a record low. Townsend Nissan saves you time and money. So where should you shop for your next vehicle?
Townsend Nissan, your family in the car business.
We're planning a trip to Spain later this year.
But our Spanish
is pretty bad. So we're using Babbel.
Babbel's conversation-based method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive, bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
There's no easier way to learn another language.
Ahora hablamos español.
He just said, now we speak Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Don't miss the grand reopening of Tuscaloosa Locksmith and Gunsmith's new location this Saturday from 10 till 2 with food and door prizes. Located at 1605 23rd Avenue, Tuscaloosa.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Clouds increasing this afternoon. Tuscaloosa's high 74. Cloudy tonight. Rain moving in. Most of that rain coming after midnight. The low at 56. Tomorrow, cloudy, noticeably cooler. Some light rain at times with a high at 64. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 71 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
I guess just our mental intensity throughout the game, just having better focus out there on the field and knowing situations and down the distance and things like that. I would say all aspects. I think we have to get better at overfield tackles and things like that and communicating and not having mental errors. I think that's what's really hurting us right now. But I feel like there's still some things we're doing good in the game and things like that. So I wouldn't say blame. I would just say that everybody has to continue to be consistent throughout the throughout the game and always stay locked into the game and things like that. I just feel like that's our biggest focus right now as a secondary. Just because I know he's a tough coach and I know he's going to pull everything out of me. And make me a better man on the field and off the field. So that's really the real reason I chose to play for Coach Saban.
All right, welcome back in as we finish up hour number 2. And again, presented by Topgolf and driven by Sonny King Ford on the sunny side of the street. And Matt, I'll get to your teas here in just 1 second. But I want to remind people about Fully Promoted, great company, and they can help you when it comes to offering you extensive branding and marketing solutions to get your name in front of your potential customers. They've got those local experts there to help you out when it comes to personalized service through decoration methods or selection of products to really take your brand to the next level. Call Fully Promoted today at 205-406-6430 and mention that you heard this ad on the Jay Barker Show for that special offer. Again, 205-406-6430. Are you fully promoted?
Jay, we keep up, obviously, the fact that the SEC is going to grow by 2 and a big 2. But and then, as we talked about yesterday, UC is going to the Big 12. All the conferences are getting bigger, but other conferences are losing, and no more so is the case with Conference USA. Southern Miss left last night. Southern Miss is going to the Sun Belt. To me, in my opinion, that's really not even a lateral move, except for the fact that the Sun Belt is growing its product and getting better teams and better athletic programs. This morning, and this may not sound like a big deal, and in some ways it isn't, but Old Dominion is going to the Sun Belt. They used to be in the Sun Belt. Remember when Gene first came to Birmingham?
Yeah.
They were in the Sun Belt. Yep. Everybody's mad because UAB would win the Sun Belt championship year after year after year after year. But Old Dominion was in it. VCU was in it. It was a really great basketball conference. But the other conferences, other than the Big Five, are making a lot of moves too. And one of them right here in Birmingham, in fact, that UAB's moving up to the American. So it's all cool.
Huge move for them.
I think so.
Big dollar value. Hey, real quick, go to Bird's Eye if you can. We might be able to see Lars is actually on our TV right now. He's in our studio even when he's not in our studio. He's actually on national TV and doing a book tour and with a new season in the Sun. So there's Mr. Lars. Congratulations to him.
Big
and
time on
with
Fox.
With the herd.
He's looking pretty good. That's great. He
Wish
said he was going to
Antonio
try
was
and
here
throw
right
a
now, though.
shout out to the Jay Barker Show.
We'll see.
So I hope he gets an opportunity to do that.
Great
Meanwhile,
stuff.
what's your opinion on Colin Cowherd? Never mind. Hey, it's getting publicity for his book, and he'll take us out and get us a burger as a result.
There you go.
Helping him with his book.
When it comes to just this year and looking at kind of where things are, but this is kind of an off week. I mean, it couldn't have hit any better for us to be able to have the ability to talk about the Braves, to have Chris in and, right in the middle of football season. But with Alabama having a break, I know Auburn has got the big game this weekend against Ole Miss. We got Florida, Georgia. But biggest surprise in college, is it Georgia's defense and how well they played, or is there other teams that have really surprised you at this point?
That's a great question, Jay, because I knew that Georgia would be good defensively, and you knew that simply because of Kirby Smart. That is his forte. I didn't think they were going to be this good. I didn't think they were going to be talked about in the same vein that Alabama has, like, 9, 10, those defenses were just smothering. But I think maybe what overall has kind of surprised me and has me intrigued is the inconsistent of play. A&M plays now; they're starting to play a lot better. What is Florida?
Yeah,
and then LSU beats Florida pretty handily, and then they, the teams below Alabama and Georgia, I wouldn't pick. When they go head to head, it's very different. There's a lot of middle ground underneath what I would call the Big Two right now.
And this is not like I know this, and this is like something nobody else knows, but Alabama gets everybody's best game. It's their Super Bowl. It's their moment to beat the number one team in the country, to beat Nick Saban, to beat this powerhouse. And I think what happens is people kind of gear toward that game, especially if it's an early like A&M, They poured everything to that game. And who knows if the two losses they had to Mississippi State and who was the other one?
Arkansas.
Arkansas. And if that didn't affect that preparation because they were so worried about winning that game against Alabama.
What do you think, really?
I think it was.
Did.
I think it did. And I think, too, your players come in, they're more prepared. They have a sense of urgency. They know they're about to go play the best team in the country or one of the best teams in the country and one that has been sustained that long. They know they've got to put the preparation out. I think that affects then how they even perform down the road. They've kind of, in a sense, spent themselves in such a high degree that I think it affects their 2 or 3, 4 games down. I think it affects their depth because of the pounding that you get in the trenches and, just the type players Alabama's got. So I think that has a lot to do with, we kind of sit back and go, wow, and Alabama right now, and you hate to say this, but it's just the truth. They're compared to perfection. Every other team is compared to Alabama.
It's a great quote.
And it is. I mean,
it's so accurate.
Yeah, because they have. It amazes me sitting, whether it's in the press box, whether it's in the stands, whether it's with friends, whether it's watching a game on TV, the comments people make about the players, the coaching, and I'm like going, we're living in a fantasy right now. Like we've had the best last 15 years.
Keeps going.
And it keeps going and going. Yeah. But everybody's trying to find something, and I get it because that's how as sports fans we're like that, right? We're going to find that negative thing or whatever, and then try to find something to kind of argue about or think about. I get it, but man, we should be very, very happy for what we've had a chance to experience. And you went through that a little bit in the 60s and 70s with Coach Bryant.
With Coach Bryant as a child, and then as a student, and then as my first couple of years as a reporter, the last 2 years of Paul Bryant's career at the University of Alabama. And you mentioned that you're going to get everybody's best shot. That was true when Bryant was there. I want to ask you, and maybe tough, did you sense that when you were running through the running streak, y'all win a national champion? Were y'all getting the best shot, particularly after you beat Miami? I'll bet you really did.
Yeah, I think we snuck up on people 91, 92, and our team was getting better. We lost the one game in 91, and then we went on after that one loss to Florida, 31-game non-losing streak. We tied Tennessee, so it was 28 straight wins. But yeah, I think after that and after 92, we were getting everybody's best shot, and that just happens. And that's where you want to be. You want to be at the top. And I think though this year, because the team's a little bit younger, they've had to create their own identity. I say younger and experience. I think it's been good, and I hate to say good that they lost, but I think in the end it's going to be probably because Coach Saban again at his best in that position. I think these players have really grown up a lot in this period of time. And I think it's going to end up being, a great thing for this team as far as their, the maturation of it and just how they continue to get better week in and week out.
As we wrap up, just to shout out and say hey to Jim Green. He had a comment on BamaInsider, and I appreciate it very much.
Awesome. And we just saw Lars up on the screen. Congratulations to him. He'll be back with us on Thursday or Friday, I think it is. Coming up. All right, join us tomorrow. That is the Thursday edition tomorrow. And then Friday, we'll continue breaking down some of the SEC matchups, things around the country as well. Thanks for listening in. Thanks to Josh Smith, our producer. Thanks to BamaInsider.com and all the guys there. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a great Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Achieving your personal best often comes down to how you feel. And when it comes to the right shoes, nothing feels better than New Balance. The fit specialists at the New Balance Birmingham store conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size, shape, and gait, determining the best New Balance shoes for you. Experience the difference of custom fit today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
I'm excited to tell you about our newest sponsor here on the Jay Barker Radio Network. They pioneered the chicken finger box and the chicken finger restaurant. That's Guthrie's. Guthrie's recipes and process are often imitated, but never duplicated. Look, their sauce is probably the most copied sauce of all sauces all time. And I've known this family since my days down in Tuscaloosa, and they came over, and man, I tell you, it's nostalgic even today to see my kids going to that same Guthrie's. And great family, do so much for the community, but more importantly, provide the best when it comes to chicken fingers. Get out to Guthrie's today. I want to tell you about my good friends at Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker, and look, Ken Needham has done a terrific job. Local company, 205-980-1505 is their number. That's 980-1505. Again, local, you can speak with the same team every time you give them a call. Full line of products from auto, home, boat, life. You'll trust them. They have a great deal as far as the relationships they build with their customers, and 20 years with the same company and industry. Custom approach for your insurance needs. Give them a call, 980-1505. That is Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com, or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Whether it's for lunch or dinner, head out to the Cajun Steamers, a New Orleans style joint that serves authentic Cajun and Creole food, cold beer, and great drinks. They are known for their wide array of Cajun classics and original creations prepared in an authentic fashion. This Louisiana kitchen can have you slapping the table for more. Stop by the Cajun Steamer and sign up for your Alabama, LSU, or Auburn fan card. Eat with the Cajun Steamer while your team is on TV and use your fan card to receive a 15% discount on your entire meal. With locations in Hoover, Trustful, Huntsville, and Franklin, Tennessee, they've got you covered. Head out today to the Cajun Steamer.
It's Antonio Langham here.
Birmingham's best Mexican restaurant for over 20 years and counting. That's La Paz Restaurant in Crestline Village and Mount Laurel. They've got a great staff. Its delicious menu, award-winning cheese dip, and margaritas and vibrant atmosphere have helped to make La Paz a local favorite. Blue corn nachos, Texas barbecue quesadillas, steak and blue quesadillas, Baja fish tacos, signature fajitas, and much, much more. So head over to La Paz today. If you want a great lunch or a great dinner, you'll find all that at La Paz, Crestline, and Mount Laurel for lunch or dinner.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download